What's up, everyone? Mythic Talks. We're back again for episode 8. Today, we're going to be discussing HCS Salt Lake City and how SSG made a historic comeback from top 12 and how Optic choked. But today, I'm joined by the Mythic crew. The same old guys. We got Only User Frag, we got Quick Fuse, we got Mr. Epi Beast, and myself, C4. But we're also joined by a very special guest. And his name is Cody, aka Code Zero. What's up, man? And how are you doing today, bro?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. It's a pleasure meeting you at the Salt Lake event.
Yeah.
You know, just seeing you chilling and meeting people and networking like you were talking about here just a second ago. Yeah, man. Did you have a great week at Salt Lake? How'd that go for you?
I did. I had a phenomenal week. Watching the home team win was definitely a huge W for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you're from the area, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, born and raised here, so.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, you know, before we dive into the talk about Salt Lake and and the results and all that, let's talk about you just for a second, man. Yeah, just tell us about a little bit about yourself. How did you get into Halo, and how did you get your gamer tag?
Okay, so I got into Halo years back. I was being babysat actually, and the person that was babysitting me just had an Xbox. This is actually how I got into gaming, completely, just randomly. And he was like, "Yo, you want to like split screen Halo?" So we just started playing Griffball. I can't remember what Halo it was, but I was like, "I love this," and it just never ended. Like I bought an Xbox like shortly after that, and this journey just continued from there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, W babysitter.
Wait, that was Halo 3, right?
I think so. I was been like 13 years ago, so it could have been Reach.
Okay. Yeah. So how old were you again? 7 or 8?
I was like 7 or 8. Yeah, just playing Halo. So
dude, that's sick, dude. Yeah, that's a
yeah.
Griffball. Beast can talk about Griffball a little bit. He's been playing Griffball.
I would be considered, I guess, a professional Griffball player because I've won a couple events and made some money on it and still compete in there, even though the community is pretty small at this point. But yeah, it's a great time. Griffball is a ton of fun, and I definitely see why that could get you hooked on the game.
Yeah, I don't think I've played Griffball since Halo 4 though, sadly.
Yeah. Halo 4 was a good time for it when they had like pass plays. Infinite has a grapple and a repulse in play, which is pretty interesting.
That was so good at Griffball too.
Yeah, it's not in matchmaking, which I think is why most people don't know about it. But there is a passionate community of Griffballers running.
You guys remember in Halo Reach when it was like the bigger armor core you had, like the better you were, like it was just sweatier.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that.
Just like so I always had like the bulkiest like shoulder pads. Like I had the George like chest plate.
And what was the advantage?
There was none. It was that you were just bigger. You were scarier.
You're scary looking, like a big football player.
I feel like it's very suiting for Griffball. We actually run a team uniform on my current team, and we all use the Eagle Strike core, and it's it's just big and it's funny.
Which is funny because my Spartan now, I don't have shoulder pads or like a chest plate. Like I'm just bare bones.
No.
What guy? You said you hadn't played since 4. Beast. What do you think? Which game has the best Griffball?
Very hard to say. I think Halo 4 was very clean in a lot of the mechanics. That's where I got really involved in like high school and competing in these little things. And there was like 400 people playing Griffball at that point in time, which was pretty big compared to now where there's only like, I don't know, 60,
12
or so. I think we got 10 teams with some 5th and 6th rounders. So there's still a good amount, but nothing compared to like having 300 teams on Halo 4, where I think just because there was more people, it made it more fun because there was a whole bunch of like the top tier players could stand out.
Yeah.
But they've all had good things. I don't like Reach at all. It's very boring.
That hurts my soul.
3 is very nostalgic, where it was born and actually having the best gravity effect.
The Halo Reach campaign alone like made that game.
That was a great campaign. Definitely.
The multiplayer in that game was a bonus. Like that was like an added benefit.
Yeah. I wasn't a big advocate for the multiplayer in certain aspects, but I thought Reach campaign was good.
I mean, heard the grip ball. I think it was definitely between three to four, like just those 3 games.
Yeah, I mean 5 was decent, but the community doesn't like slide, so like they would just break slide and make it not work. But like it's just kind of a janky mechanic. So I feel like that, and Infinite has like the same thing. They don't let you slide because it's just the physics get all sorts of screwed up. Given physics are pretty screwed up in Infinite regardless, but they've actually been scripting in Forge. So like if something should have killed, they make it kill. Even if it doesn't. So like they're just doing it because you can like edit the kill range. Like actually like set it to a number like with the gravity hammer. So but it's definitely a little janky. Same with, there's so many broken melees, and Griffball is all about melees. So
yeah.
It's competitive, but it's not perfect, and I felt like Halo 4 was just a more polished game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Halo 4. I don't think I ever really played Griffball personally. So I can't really say anything about that. I played 5. I played 3. I would say, man, in my opinion, I think 3 is the one because it was the OG. And I had a fun. Griffball is not really my jam, but it is what it is.
Double XP weekends were a blast on 3. So
yeah. Well, hopping on to the next subject. What, Cody, is your favorite org, team roster, or both?
Okay, so favorite org, I'm gonna have to go with Space Station. Gotta represent the home team.
Hell
also,
yeah.
probably is the favorite roster right now. Like they're just doing great. And
I've
been a fan even. I was a fan even before they were almost the 3-peat this season. But I liked him back when they were on C9, so I think that's kind of part of it. But I love the coach so much. He's really cool. And it's just a great roster full of great people. I've had a lot of great conversations with all of the players there, and they're just amazing. So
they're very passionate. In Elamite, he's a legend in the space, and he's also just a really cool dude. I mean, like the guy's awesome.
Just long conversations with him, like just at the Salt Lake event actually, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta go, like play." I was like, "Yeah, sorry for keeping you for so long, but like we just sit and chat for like 10-20 minutes, like every time I saw him, and just it was really cool."
Hell yeah.
I think one note on the coaching there, I think it was really neat, like that how much SSG wanted to keep Elamite as their coach. Because like Hoaxer won like Coach of the Year, like with Cloud9, and they're like, we're gonna sign this roster, but we're moving on Coach, and that's a bold move. And I think
that was a good move, though. It's definitely worked out in their favor.
Yeah, I think personally, but like they already had he was already on Space Station's roster, of course, before Infinite started. I don't know exactly what he did there, but I just remember finding him streaming it early. Of course, I knew him before this, but I found him streaming early 2021, and then I was like, what's Space Station? And he's like, oh, it's the the org that I work for, and then I didn't know much about them at all at that point until the Infinite announcement that they were going to be a partner team, and it makes sense that why they chose him. I mean, because obviously he's got a pedigree. He was the most winningest player in Halo 3. He knows his stuff. I mean, and no disrespect to Hoaxer, but I think he personally is probably a better fit just for Space Station. And potentially that roster. Of course, it has shown they have performed at every LAN event except for London. So good stuff on them. But yeah, man, tell us about a little bit about your esports journey and like how you got into the space and what you have done.
I got into this space shortly after I actually discovered Halo. I met like a group of guys online and just some guys from school, and we just started playing every day. We did a lot in Forge. We did a lot of like little small tournaments and things like that. And we were like, let's start an org. Like it wasn't really an org at the time. It was like, let's start a clan. That's what it was kind of called then. Or just like a team, I guess. And that was years ago when it wasn't like popular to do. It wasn't like everyone and their mom had a team.
Yeah.
And so it was called Hazr, just HAZR. And we did that for a long time. And then in 2019, I like went to 2 of my friends and I was like, hey, I want to start a company. I want to do like clothing, because it was right when COVID hit. And I was like, we can do clothing. It was right before COVID hit. Like, let's do clothing. It'd be really cool. I have a bunch of ideas. He said, cool. So we called it Project Above. And then COVID hit. We decided to merge Project Above and Hazard together because Project Above was an LLC, which at the time, an esports team being an LLC was like never heard of, other than like the like main orgs, which are still around to this day.
Yeah.
And that kind of just went on and off for maybe 5 more years until this year, where I was just kind of like, I want to focus more on the community and kind of get back to my like main purpose of why I got into this space like later in life, which is to make esports kind of inclusive space for everyone. I feel like people with disabilities, people without disabilities, anyone can play games, anyone can stream. And I want to be able to inspire more people to be able to do that. I want to work with companies to make more gear accessible to people with disabilities and just things like that. I want to make this space just for everyone. When I was at the event, someone told me Halo is for everyone, and I truly believe Halo is for everyone, but I also believe gaming and esports and streaming is for everyone too.
Absolutely.
It doesn't take like a degree to do this. It doesn't take a special kind of person. I mean, it takes will and it takes
dedication.
Yeah. But if you're dedicated and you put time into it, like you can make it in this industry. If it may take 10 years, but you can do it.
Yeah, and just it depends on how also like how you present yourself, as well. How what you bring to the table and like what you're able to do. You don't always have to have money. You just need a little passion, man. Like honestly, just a little bit goes a long way. So, I'm sure you have more than enough. How did that clothing brand work out for you guys when you had that going?
It was actually really good for a while, and then it got to the point where it was like COVID, and we made everything in house instead of like having just like a manufacturer. So we were just like, let's just focus on esports. We made some good money off esports. We made a lot of high placements in all the little like tournaments we were in. It was nothing like huge, but this is when like Instagram esports was really popping off, like 2019 from like 2022. Instagram esports was huge. So we really capitalized on that, and we really got in there, and we were one of the biggest teams in the Call of Duty space at the time, at least for like not the pro Call of Duty, but like amateur, we were like one of the best teams.
Hell yeah. That's good to hear. I mean, you were telling me about some of the placings that you had in Halo 5 at one point. You guys were top 8. That's a notable placing for sure. What were some of the can you tell me some of the players that were on that roster?
So we had Ivan, Floris Lee, we had Rami, Swish was on there for a while.
Okay.
Who else? Cody Vetra.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
And I can't think of other ones, but there was like 1 or 2 more.
All a bunch of great players too.
Yeah, and we were invited to the send-off event, which was hosted by Sentinels. It was the last like Halo 5 event, and I think we placed top 6 in that, top 5 maybe. But that had like FaZe in there as well. Like there was a couple like bigger orgs in that one.
Yeah, I remember that
notable players.
Yeah, Sin didn't even win that one. That was their own event.
Yeah.
Mentioning that, there's not many orgs that have won their own events, but there is one that has.
Yeah.
And I think, as far as Halo goes, I think Space Station has literally won every event that they've hosted. I know they won the Showdown last year that they put on, the Invitational, of course, and then they even won the 3 opens, or was it 2? There was like, I think maybe 3, and then there's a qualifier. I think they won all 3 opens, and then they took their own major, which is crazy, especially the position that they were in at one point. But
that is if I'm not mistaken, that is a first in Halo Infinite to take your own major, correct?
Yes, in Halo Infinite, yes, because
that is huge.
FaZe and them got top 6.
Losers bracket run.
Optic got top 6 in their first one, and then they got second in the second major that they hosted. And it's crazy to think, that Space Station almost got top 12. They were so close to the brink of being put out. But let's talk about the event. Yeah, my bad. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
They definitely were not playing the same against C9 that they were playing against Optic that last day. They brought their A game for that Optic game.
Yeah. Before we go into it, what do you think? What do you think was different about that for them? Like how?
I think they probably just went back to the drawing board. They were like, hey, we lost these maps against Optic the previous days. This is how they're going to be playing. This is how they've played in previous events. And because, I mean, Optic has basically been to Sunday in most of the events.
Yeah.
So we kind of have an idea of how they're going to play a Sunday. So I think they kind of just went to the drawing board. They look at the statistics, and they just played probably the best Halo that I think I've ever seen.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. No doubt.
Yeah.
I mean,
there was some insane plays from both teams, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Space Station brought their A game. The whole team did, where some of Optic I don't think wanted to be there after that second best of 7, and it definitely showed. Yeah.
What do you think though was different about the C9 game that and how SSG performed? What were they doing differently in that series?
I think that they went into it too confident. I think they were like, "This is C9. We don't really have to worry about it." You know, like we've beat them multiple times before. Like, I don't really like. No offense to the C9 players, they're great players. They definitely hold their own. But against C9 versus an Optic, not Optic, or C9 versus any of the top 3. Like, it's going to be the top 3 that win.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, it's always going to be. I mean, FaZe obviously hasn't been showing up as much as they have been in the past, you know, since London. But I'm sure Worlds is going to be different for everybody. Everybody's going to be coming locked in. So
they're definitely all going back to the drawing board. They're all seeing where they messed up at all of the previous majors, where they messed up last year at Worlds, and they're just going to be like, okay, this is what we need to do right. This is how we have to do it. And I think there's definitely going to be a lot of practicing going on behind the scenes. And I feel like we're going to see a lot of plays that we have yet to see throughout the year. So
I could agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Pulling out all the stops for Worlds. All those things that you've kept in your back pocket the whole year.
I mean, what plays do you think we might see that could be different? You have any thoughts on that?
Some different setups I think would be nice. Because I feel like those are starting to get predictable, you know?
Oh, yeah, the classics, yeah.
Yeah, the way that Space Station kind of played some of those Slayer matches against Optic, I was just like, Optic knows exactly where they're going to be. They, like, that was Optic's game, some of those Slayers. And so Space Station, they just need to kind of just switch it up. They got too predictable in the Slayers. And, I mean, it almost bit them in the ass with the C9 game, and it sent them to losers against the Optic game, and it was just rough for Space Station in some of those Slayer games, which is hard because I mean Space Station is an insane team on Slayer.
Do you think they're just like, you think their rotations are the being predicted more?
I think it was more of just like they knew where they were going to be on the map, they knew like who was going to be where, and they just kind of just played around that.
And isn't it insane though to be like you study a team so much that you know like where particular players are going to be? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, that's a lot of studying, dude. A lot of film review.
I saw a video on it on something very similar yesterday, where it was a goalie in soccer that on his water bottle he had where to like go to block the ball, because they had an AI like go through the opponent's matches of like the previous like 100 games that they played, and it was right like 9 out of the 10 times.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, because we're all predictable. We all have a pattern, and it's just you just have to find that pattern. And once you do, you can have a game where we go 50-36 in a Slayer against a top 3 team, which that was insane.
Yes, absolutely, it was. Shit, yeah. Moving on from that, I mean, let's talk about the event itself and like how good of a job Space Station did. You know, they brought the freaking passion, dude. This event. What did you like about the event the most?
Not that I was able to participate in much of the activities, but that's like, you know, personal. But I loved that they had a lot of activities, because there was people there that, you know, where they were with like their spouse, or they were with like friends, you know, like they're in Utah, so they just got invited and they don't really know much about Halo, but they can go, you know, play all the little mini games. They can go in the arcade machines. And I mean, it was just such an amazing event. There was a lot to do. Like, I was never just like bored.
Oh, I was not. I mean, I don't think me and Ben or Kelly, we were ever bored, to be honest.
No.
I mean, we had
not even for a second.
Not even for a split second. I mean, there was just so much to take in. Like we were all making content, just walking around. You know, that's what I usually do. Is I always just like walk around and like talk to people and just have a good time, watch the games, try to take it all in. But yeah, Ben and Kelly, let's talk about like what your favorite parts were, since you guys both were there as well with us. You can go first, Ben, if you want, or Kelly. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
My favorite parts of the event would be just obviously getting to meet everybody again. It's been a long time. Like, I haven't been to events since Worlds last year. And then the side stuff was really cool. I really enjoyed some of the carnival games, that kind of stuff. And then obviously the free for all tournament's always a good time. Sucks that it's on live fire, but kind of made it work.
Yeah, and obviously, you placed well.
Yeah, I did all right.
I was not expecting live fire for that.
No, definitely I would have thought Streets would have played better, or they could have even brought back like the Starboard or something along those lines. Something a little faster paced. Yeah, the only thing with the midship though is it drops frames so much, right?
Yeah.
The new remake that's 1-to-1, and the other one's way too small.
I've played a lot of FFAs on midship, and I've never had like a major issue with it where it's like an issue with competitive play. Also, we're playing on Xboxes, so like it's not gonna have that much of an impact. So I think it would have been a lot more enjoyable to watch a midship FFA.
I agree.
Like it would have played so much better. I also probably would have played in it if it was midship.
Yeah, I probably would have too.
If you look at the roster, my name's in there, but my friend played because I was the last person to sign up. So I was like, dude, you just play for me.
Well, I mean, at least y'all got to participate, you got to watch him play for you. Yeah. That's pretty cool though. How did he do?
First rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a COD player as well, so it was just, yeah. I mean,
the mechanics from COD to Halo, COD to this Halo are pretty insane.
And like I understand the Bandit to an extent, but they just recently changed it, and that threw me off so much.
Yeah, I mean, what you talking about with the shot speed?
Rate?
Yeah, the fire rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a necessary change, but at the same time,
it feels a lot nicer. But going from last time I played was in November.
Oh, okay, so that's a big change for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I played maybe like a couple games like leading up to the event, but it wasn't anything where like I got accustomed to the event because Black Ops 6 beta was out. So I was playing that because
that beta's pretty sick.
Yeah, that was so much more enjoyable than playing Halo. I'm not gonna lie, but I love Halo.
Yeah, I mean, well, the change with the fire rate, like I said, it was definitely, I think, a necessary change. I wasn't really butthurt about the fire rate before. It was a fast time to kill. So like it, if you're getting double teamed by somebody, you're pretty much evaporated on the spot. But like, I think it's better now.
Yeah, I just don't know how much slower they can make the game.
No, I don't think they need to mess with anything at this point. If they're gonna do anything, they just need to fix the freaking bugs, man.
Like the anti-cheat thing every couple of games you have to restart. I love that so much. It's my favorite.
There's some other ones too, some smaller bugs that don't really affect how you play it, but they, if anything, they need to add more weapons to the sandbox. Bring a couple of new things probably, but as far as like tuning weapons, I don't know if anything really needs to be tuned at this point. We already have GAs in place for the weapons that it's whatever, dude. I really think the pros just don't even want to play with those weapons, even if they were retuned. I think they're just done with automatic type weapons, and cheesy stuff like the shotgun. But,
could you imagine if they go back to the BR for like the last event?
Yeah, I was really butthurt when the Bandit was being introduced as a starter weapon. I've been a big fan of the BR. I waited all these years for a good Halo with a solid battle rifle. We didn't have one in Reach. 4 was a shitty game to me for multiplayer. That was, and then 5 just had the pistol, which was a great weapon in its own right. I liked it. But I was a huge advocate for the BR, and I'm glad we got 2 years of it. I can't really complain about that. But
I wish I used it more. I like got right back into Halo like a week before the Bandit came out.
Ah, damn. Yeah, well, I got to experience it for 2 years, so I'm not gonna complain too much. The Bandit's fun to use.
I was a huge advocate for the Bandit. I was like, this will be a nice change of pace. It'll be fun. And then I was constantly finding myself picking up the BR.
Oh, I pick it up every chance I get.
And then after a while, I started using it, and I was like, you know what? The Bandit's so much better. And like I felt like I got better with the Bandit, but then coming back to the game now, I would much prefer to have a BR instead of a bandit.
I do. I personally probably would too, but I'm not gonna complain. Like I'm not gonna be the guy on Twitter begging for it, because
No,
I do.
I'm fine with
the
with
bandit
either.
as it is.
Yeah, but
I
like
do
if
like
343 hit me up
BR
in the DMs and was like, "Yo, what do you want for the starting weapon?" I'm gonna choose the BR.
What were you gonna say, Kelly, about the BR?
To start 2025.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the bandit. The BR works very well as a map pickup. I think they just need to put more of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think meta wise, I think the bandit, not the bandit, the BR definitely works a lot better as a map pickup than as a starter.
I tell you what,
nice to not just get trapped down. Like I feel like it's so hard to break out of a BR setup when people can just beam you cross map.
Well,
it's like it's such a better like sandbox weapon where only like one player can hold that, where it's still like powerful and it works really well.
Yeah, it just needs to be more common, I feel like.
I thought they should have nerfed the BR to a point.
I think 2 on the map is perfectly fine.
Well, I mean, because there's some maps that just don't have it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
they have G8 weapons, which makes no sense to me. I just swap them out for something we can use.
There's none on recharge, right?
Yeah.
No,
there is one on haul. Yeah. So
yeah.
I think it might be like maybe you just move it. Like if you had a BR like sitting top gold or something, it might be really neat. Or like on live fire, like in the tower instead of an AR up there. It would be very interesting, like if they like brought it up to those vantage points.
And then that also kind of adds like a point of play, because then you have to like just one more thing you have to look out for, or one more thing that you want to play for, because if it's something that actually gives you an advantage, then you're obviously going to want to play for it, like how we play for sniper, active camo, or overshield.
Yeah.
It just kind of adds more of that like map control to the game, which I feel like is something that if you have map control but you don't have the gun skill, like you can win half your battles.
Yeah.
I find that I'm
in a really good spot too.
I find that I'm winning a lot of fights with the BR too against bandit players. And I'm really enjoying that. Even close range.
Much recently.
Like even close range, I'm having a good time.
Earlier.
Yeah, because I think the 2-shot melee is quicker than the 3-shot melee with the bandit. So.
Well, especially now that they've nerfed the fire rate, right?
Yeah.
Before it was pretty even.
Yeah.
Now it's the 2-shot melee is better.
Yeah. But
it's not like overly powered better. Like
no, it's not that.
It's kind of like where the commando's at. Like it's situational, and it's.
Yeah, I feel like everything's
really
very balanced right now, and it's really just like how you want to play the game or how you want to,
It's definitely the best spot it's been since launch. But yeah, Ben, what was your favorite things about the event?
Halo.
Huh? Everything? Halo?
Yeah.
Okay. Good answer. Great answer.
Great answer.
I didn't really have anything I disliked about the event, in all honesty.
No, I mean, I can't say that either.
Like, I enjoyed the games. I enjoyed the side of the side. I'm saying side events as in like the right side, all the carnival games,
all the like arcade games and the little like side games.
Yeah, and obviously the FFA. But just actually watching Halo, like that was my highlight. Especially when you had games like C9, SSG, and I don't want to say grand finals. That hurt me.
Yeah, like they did I'll just give my 2 cents. I think this is probably the best that we've ever seen the VIP booth. They had picnic tables, they had plenty of freaking couches and tons of sleeping bags. I meant to say bean bags. I don't know why I said sleeping bags.
Man, I have a good nap.
Right?
Sleeping bags.
They had, damn, you guys are getting hooked up in the VIP lounge.
They had some like turf, like carpet, and I really appreciated the effort. Yeah, I mean, the touch grass, man, you can't go wrong with that. I still got to get those slippers. I forgot to get them. Because I want to be touching.
Ask you about that.
Yeah, I got to be touching grass while I play Halo. I'm gonna wear them suckers.
I have the touch grass keycaps. So.
Oh yeah, I got that.
I got those.
Yeah, I got those too.
Yeah.
I also have the white space station ones and the black space station.
I've got quite a few. I've got just about every Halo one they've made, as far as the Halo events.
Yeah.
If you need one from the Georgia event, I got you. I got one, an extra one.
I might need that.
But yeah, I mean,
I have them on my keyboard.
You do? I haven't actually put mine on my keyboard because I'm afraid I'm just gonna hit the wrong freaking button when I try to type.
Well, so I on the top right corner, because I have 98%, so like above my numpad, I have 3 hotkeys.
Yeah.
So I have 3 there, and then my escape keys on both my keyboards. I have one as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I just recently gave them to my friend because he didn't have the black one, so I gave him one of mine.
But yeah, I mean, the event was, I've been to quite a few events, man. I've been to Raleigh, Orlando, both worlds. I went to Arlington, Fort Worth, SLC last year. Of course, I went to Atlanta and Arlington this year. And like this event literally blows every one of them out of the water in terms of like just a spectator point of view and being able to enjoy yourself. Of course, the Halo is always good, and there's really not one event you could say is better. Maybe just Worlds probably because of what stakes there are on the line, but like the gameplay itself is never lacking. Like I said, the VIP section was sick. The mini games were dope as hell and very challenging at the same time. I really enjoyed the fact that they had a ton of fucking tables to eat at. Something that's very, very lacking at every event I've ever been to, because you have to usually go sit somewhere in the crowd to eat.
Did you guys try those tacos?
Yeah, no, one of us did though. Which one was it? Kelly, would you have the tacos, or was it Ben?
No, I don't think anybody had the tacos.
Really? I thought Ben. I thought
you guys.
What?
No, I didn't have the tacos.
I know we had the loaded nachos.
Yeah, those were the MVPs of the event. Those tacos, so good.
I'm sad I didn't try them.
What I didn't like out of the food though,
the Chicago dog.
Being from where I'm from, that was disappointing.
It was $12 fucking, man. It was expensive.
$12 for something that was nothing like home.
And it was like it wasn't like terrible or nothing. It's just like it was not $12 worth of your money.
It wasn't $12 worth. It was dressed wrong. Like I mean, don't be wrong. I'm from Chicago, so like it wasn't.
I had the loaded nachos on day 2.
Loaded nachos were
so much.
And
amazing.
They were $4 cheaper, and they were also like way better. And there was more food.
More filling.
Yeah, more food.
I had 6 pretzels.
Damn! Holy shit, pretzel man over here.
They were like $4 though.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, and because like I only had cash because I lost my card Friday night.
Damn.
And nowhere there took cash. Well, so Saturday before I went to the event, I got all of my money taken out, so I had cash because I thought I could just use cash at the event. So I had nothing in my account. Damn. And so my friend was paying for shit the entire weekend, and I was just giving him cash for it. So like I was trying not to like buy expensive things like a $12 hot dog. So I was just getting like pretzels. So I ate 6 pretzels. I tried the pizza. I was disappointed.
I'm glad I didn't get the pizza. I'm glad I didn't get it.
It was very disappointing.
It was so disappointing.
It didn't look great.
I got the Hawaiian pizza. It was a fucking cheese pizza with like 2 pieces of pineapple on top.
I'm not really a fan of pineapple on pizza. I'll eat it, but like I'm not gonna choose it. If you gave me the option, I'm not gonna put it on my pizza.
Yeah.
It's not my first choice, but I do enjoy it.
But if you give me a free slice of pizza and it's got pineapple, I'm gonna eat it.
If you guys come back to Salt Lake though, you guys got to go to the Pie Pizzeria, and you got to get their Hawaiian pizza because it has Canadian bacon, pineapple, and it has jalapenos on it, and it is like the best fucking pizza you'll ever have.
That sounds so good.
Wait, say that. What's the name of that place?
The Pie Pizzeria.
Okay.
If you ever come back to Utah, you have to try the pie, and you have to try Hires Big H. You have to get a burger, fries, and milkshake from Hires.
Okay, Hires.
And you have to get just any pizza from the Pie Pizzeria. I had their buffalo chicken pizza. So good.
Last year.
What?
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
I've never had a bad pizza from the Pie Pizzeria.
Well, dude, that's actually that's crazy because some places can't keep up with the consistency, and that sounds like a great place to eat.
And what they do is they put like all the toppings under the cheese, so it doesn't like fall off when you're eating it.
Okay.
So good.
I had
so good.
A Rimpa's or I don't know if I'm saying it right. A Rimpa's or I can't. It's like this Venezuelan sandwich in this type of pita bread, and it's stuffed with I think it had I want to say pork or something, and it just had this really nice creamy kind of ranch based type sauce.
It was probably tzatziki.
Fucking great. I had it. I got it DoorDash last year. Last year at SLC, dude, I went into the bar because they had a bar there at the venue, and their food was just freaking expensive, dude.
Yeah. What's it called? I think it was the table. No, the locker. Right? No, the hall. It was Hall Pass.
No, I haven't heard of it actually.
So it was it's a food court that was just down the street, or it was in the same mall area that the free area of the venue was last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they had I think there was 12 different restaurants inside of it. It was this super cool place. I've been there before because I go to a lot of flea markets in that like mall area.
Okay.
And I always go to the Hall Pass afterwards. They have a lot of great food. They
And
also
this is
have,
in Salt Lake?
Yeah. It's
okay.
it was at where the last venue was, where the Invitational was.
Oh, that place. Yeah. Okay. There was like a taco guy that had a standout. I should have bought him because I went in and got like a Dr. Pepper and like I think I got some
food.
I think I got some an order of like these garlic fries and like some chicken. You know how much that shit cost me for those 3 items?
Probably like
$33 something or some shit. It was ridiculous. And I was like, yeah, I should have got the tacos.
Yeah.
No, they're not going. Oh, go ahead.
This place in the Hall Pass, there's a chicken place that they have chicken so spicy that you have to sign a waiver before you order it.
Oh, I'm not buying that then.
I bet you it's not that bad.
What were you gonna say, Bid or Beast?
I was gonna say I know they're not going to, but I really hope Worlds has different food this year because it's been pretty lackluster.
Don't put your money on it.
Yeah, I know. Because they have the same thing the last 2 years. They just keep that sandwich thing and the personal pizza things that aren't.
Was it in the same venue?
Yeah, and it's gonna be the same venue again.
Yeah. So what I found out is the restaurants inside of a venue are actually like hired by the venue itself, not the like tournament organizers.
Yeah.
So
It'd
they
be
like
cool if
are
they could bring
employed.
some in though, like have like a.
That's probably against some like rules or something like that. Like there's a lot of stingy rules with things like that.
Yeah, a lot of these venues have contracts. You got to use their concessions and stuff. It is what it is.
Like because you guys know like the lore between like with the rat, right, in Halo.
Yeah, the rat. Yeah,
and you know how like SSG kind of goes with the rat.
Yeah, I saw the little mini game they had with that. You had to find it.
So I have a pet rat, and I was talking to one of the staff there, and we were actually going to bring him on Sunday, and he was actually going to be on stage, but we weren't allowed to because he was too small of an animal.
Mm-hmm.
But like bigger animals are okay, and that seems kind of backwards to me. But like I almost had the real life Halo rat on stream, so but
that's very backwards. Like I don't get that. No, I used to have a pet rat.
I should have just said it was
cool
like
animals.
my emotional support rat, you know.
Rats are honestly cool animals, man. Like if you get a pet one. Of course, if you see a wild one, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, no, I have a pet one. He's just sleeping in his cage right now. He's like not even in his bed. He's just on the bottom of the cage, just curled in a ball right now.
Hell yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, the whole event was great. I mean, they had the little mini booths like around from like I think it was one of the universities of Utah. There's 2 different ones.
Yeah, it was I think the Wolves, I think Timberwolves or whatever.
And then they had quite a few booths, and Skull Candy was there, and everything was just badass, man. It was just
Skull Candy booth, Space Station booth, Player X booth. There was the Lizard Skins booth, the 1v1 booth.
Yep, Showdown.
The cards.
Yeah, that was so dope.
Running Riot.
Yeah, Running Riot.
Shout out to Running Riot. Like those guys are awesome. I went over there multiple times and thanked him. I was like, you guys are awesome for this. Like we don't deserve you guys.
No, we don't. And he's also doing commissions. I'm really considering getting some cards made. I just need to get a good picture of myself.
Yeah, I might do that too. Actually, now I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's doing commissions. Yep.
Yeah, I was showing Creed them. I don't know if you guys know who Creed is. He's like one of the biggest Halo artists in the scene right now.
I think I've heard of Creed. Yeah, I think I've heard.
Yeah, he might work with them and do their backdrop, like the back of the cards. So that'd be really cool.
Yeah, they were dope. I mean, I actually got to take part in investing in part of that. So
nice.
It was nice to work with them.
I don't know if you can see on camera, but like right next to my lanyards, I actually have all the cards signed right there. I have all my Space Station ones.
That's dope, bro. I didn't get any signed, unfortunately. This event.
Oh, I cheated. I just gave them to Kyle, and I was like, "Yo, can you have the team sign these?" Like, yeah, I got you.
Hell yeah. Now I do believe I don't think they've made an official announcement yet. I think they're going to be taking on board some more people to help with the project for Worlds. So,
yeah,
I know you, Kelly, were interested in maybe taking part in that. So, they're going to probably do another round of that. So that's pretty dope.
I want to go to Worlds so bad.
Yeah, Worlds is going to be sick.
I think we're all going. It's going to be a blast.
Can't wait. We're only a few weeks away, and it's fucking nuts.
I know, it's
crazy.
That's
why I need to figure out if I'm going sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
it's nice. I got this week of work, and then I got Hawaii for a week, and then
what?
I get back, and then there's Worlds.
Damn, that's epic.
Here I am just in my room all day.
That's an epic fucking month there.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Salt Lake, Hawaii, and then Seattle. I mean, Seattle's not cool.
I didn't
but
get to go
Worlds
to
is,
Salt
so.
Lake. I couldn't do that one. No, I wish.
Yeah,
That's one
that
I'll
was an
definitely
awesome
try and get
event.
to next year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I really,
if they have
I really
it
hope
next year.
they do it next year.
If we get year 4, I don't think there's a doubt in my mind that we're gonna get an SLG, or sorry, SLG, a fucking SSG event. Gosh, I can't even speak.
An
Oh, like,
SLG event.
SLG.
Probably not. Probably not an SLG.
No, we're definitely, if we do another year 4 of land events, we're probably getting another SSG event. Probably 100% at this point.
I don't know, but the way they were talking about it, it didn't seem like it was gonna happen. So
there's been rumors. I know that like Pro Talk had an interview with Tashi talking about it. Episode 343 for you guys out there. Shout out to Pro Talk. But yeah, he kind of had briefly talked about it. That they were, I believe, in the planning process of deciding what was going to happen with year 4.
Yeah.
So
and he kept hinting that he was very excited. So
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that means. So we got to find out. And I'm sure we're gonna get some type of at some point some type of information. Hopefully after Worlds concludes.
I think we will at Worlds.
Maybe.
I think they're gonna do some sort of
They're
announcement.
gonna give us the roadmap or something.
Yeah.
Hopefully they bring some fucking game.
They won't
feel
give
back.
us a roadmap.
Yeah, we
took
don't get
so
a
long to
roadmap
get the
till, like,
roadmap.
January.
Give them anyone, like kind of something to give us some little bit.
Give
of
us the
break,
first
right?
event. Give us the first event like you did, because they shouted out Charlotte like early as fuck, like after year 2 concluded. Or,
I know
sorry,
they'll-
after
we
year
just,
1.
We just don't need any Atlanta stuff happening.
I expect LVT to do something at least. So
they're
I'm
gonna
assuming they'll
keep
do something.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
keep on keeping on with what they're doing.
shout out LVT real quick too. Like those guys do amazing work over there.
Yeah,
they're holding down the scene for sure. Like they're literally the glue right now. To be honest,
like they had Orlando this year, and I feel like they're gonna probably want to do one again, like something like that. I know it wasn't the biggest event, and not really the teams didn't really show up, but I think they could have a bigger event.
I just want to say that HCS and 343 need to really make some LVT skins happen, because I would like empty my wallet out for that shit.
And they just need to show more appreciation to those guys, because they do a lot.
They sure do.
They came a long ways. I remember the first year going to these events. I remember meeting Tools at Orlando. He was just kind of going around getting interviews with a small camera, and then Worlds. They didn't really. I don't think they had anything going on at Worlds. They might have been there, but I don't think they were doing anything. But yeah, year 2 is where it kind of started to change for them. They got the grassroots partnership,
and it was really nice that they made them like an official stream. Like they were the B stream, I think, for most of it.
That was definitely
before,
huge for them.
They were just an alternate. Like they weren't even really like affiliated with Halo in a sense. Like,
and they still don't like. There's times that they will show like the B stream on like the main stage, but they mute the audio, and that just hurts my soul.
I mean, it's come a long ways, man. I mean, they went from just doing the online stuff to like now. I remember at Atlanta they had a production truck. Now they're they got their own dedicated booth now at the last 2 events.
what was it? Was it Worlds Year 1 where LVT was streaming the first matches of the first pool play matches of the day on a phone?
It was Charlotte. That was Charlotte.
No, it was at Worlds, I think.
They did it at Charlotte as well, I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, they might have done it at Worlds too, but there was
a phone stream with like 2,000 viewers.
Yeah,
of like
I remember that.
Phone watching the screen. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're definitely great, man. There's a lot of skill, a lot of talent, a lot of dedication and passion with them people. So I mean, like, hats off to them. And I really want to see a fucking skin one day, like in the game that says LVT. I would so rep that shit, like little black, white, and gold colors. Yeah, dude, that'd go so fucking hard. But
or even like a free charm or just anything to show like in-game appreciation.
Anything,
they deserve it.
That would help them out tremendously, like with some of the proceeds going to them. To help them get their operation up a little bit better.
Because they're flying people out for each event, like to cast, and they're spending lots of money at each event,
which is insane to me that they're making enough money off of like the subs and stuff to be able to.
That's just the Halo community right there. Like it's just. The support from the Halo community is insane, and it always will be. And I'm honored to be a part of that.
We're a very small scene, and we don't support ourselves. We're thinking.
Yeah.
In year 2, they sponsored a team with LVT. That was really cool.
Yeah, I remember that.
I bought their jersey too. Like
I remember because they 3-0'd FaZe.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Oh,
they,
no, that
they
was Atlanta.
no, they 3-0'd SSG at Fort Worth. That's what it was. Yeah, in the
That's
pool
crazy.
play. Yeah. That was King Jay's team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like man, I'm gonna be honest.
Throw his face.
Just going back to the Salt Lake event, I think it's probably the best major of all time, in my opinion. But what are you?
It
what
was
is?
the only major I've ever been to, so.
Well, I mean, you're not missing.
That
You're not
sounds like a
missing
good one
much
to go to
from the
first.
other
I've
ones.
only gone to
It's
Worlds.
only down from here?
Every year.
It's only down from here, unfortunately, in my opinion. I like this event literally blew Worlds out from last year, in my opinion. And Worlds the first year was great. There was nothing.
Yeah, that was good when they had like the needler and stuff, but didn't look like they had as much. Like
no,
as
they don't.
SSG.
They didn't have as much as SSG even year
I
one.
like that Halo cozy cab RV thing that they had year one. That was kind of neat, where you could play like the Halo 3 campaign while sitting in like this luxurious couch thing.
But yeah, like what are you guys rated out of 10? Like I'm gonna go with like a solid fucking 10 in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 10 too.
Yeah, I mean that event was definitely something out of the 4.
Everything I've heard, the bar has been set, so I think you can't move it away from a 10 until you see something better.
I know, Kelly. What was your?
We're gonna see better is gonna be from Space Station as well.
What was your? What's your rating on that, Kelly? He's not here.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah, I'm just debating about it.
Yeah, be serious about it. You don't have to give it a 10 if you don't think it was.
Yeah, again, I think there's always room for improvement, but that's very close to being the best event.
Yeah. What would you change?
That's the thing. I don't know what I would change, but I know there's.
Here, I got something. Even though it's not going to change it off of a 10, but I mean, it's just because I'm an asshole.
Okay.
Optic winning?
Food. No. I can care less about who actually won at the end of the day.
Yeah, same here.
I was angry in the moment, but at the end of the day, I don't care. No, just if everyone's like hyping up the tacos, like if the food across the board was that good, I think it'd be better, especially for the prices for a lot of the stuff.
I agree with you on that one. I do.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean that's not just SLC though. That's so far, in my opinion, every event. Like the prices are kind of up there, and the food's like, eh.
You're paying for the convenience at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It is true. Yeah, you are. I don't know if I would like. I know that they had ran out of the code cards for the Twitch drops because I went back on the second day. I asked for one extra. No, I've got one. I see. I usually get.
So let me know.
I usually get extra, like I'd say like anywhere from 6 to 10 extras because I usually do giveaways. But I only got 2 this time, and I gave that one away because somebody had messaged me privately and needed one. Yeah. So I have one for myself because I didn't get the. I tried to get all the Twitch drops. On Sunday, I didn't make the 2 co-streamer ones, which was the emblem and the Warthog coding, but they'll probably come back out. So I'm saving that code for another time just in case. But
well,
if you're wanting to par with them, that's one thing.
I had 4 passes with 2 people, so I had the extra 2.
Well, I usually just give them out. I usually that's what I do is usually the giveaways.
I was thinking about giving them out, but you have more of a reach Halo base than I just give them out.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, and we'll you know what? We'll do it for this podcast episode. Why not? We'll retweet it, put your name in there, get you some follows. If you're gonna do that, yeah. That's what I usually do. Is I'll like. I did that the first year because I got a bunch of cards. I wish they would have made more because they literally had a thin stack left. I mean, I'm talking about not even a freaking like quarter inch left of those.
I got it
insane
for the Lake event. And for the last one.
I got quite a bit from that one. Probably about 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, but I cheated. I passed get a couple of cards. Get like 1 or 2.
Well, that's what I did. Oh, dude, the number of people that throw shit on the ground, like I find posters, I find stickers, I've found code cards. Not this event, but every event that I go to. I always pick up the posters. If I see a lone poster, I'm grabbing it. If I see a sticker on the floor, I'm grabbing it. Like, a code card. I've found every code card that I've ever found on the floor has never been used. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I actually did find one on the ground during SLC, and it was used.
Was it?
Damn.
And that's still fucked up because just go toss it in the trash, man, if you don't want it.
Yeah.
Some people collect those, like me.
Garbages everywhere.
I've literally collected them.
I kept mine. Yeah,
I've got one.
I have
mine from
all of the
Worlds.
ones that I have used. I still have the cards.
Me too.
Yeah.
I sent some overseas to a couple of people in the UK. I've sent them the cards to collect. I've literally got one from every event, even the ones I didn't go to, because they didn't start doing it until Worlds the first year, because they didn't have one for Orlando or Raleigh. They didn't start doing them until that first Worlds. And I had reached out to somebody that had went to the Dallas DreamHack to get me one. And shout out to Hunter JJX for also giving me a code. He was awesome about that. Like, I had tweeted about it. It was like, get me one, and he did. And then somebody else sent me one. And then shout out to Div for getting me the actual card itself from London. I don't even know if the code works. I haven't tried it, but he gave me the card. And it's huge. It's like 2.5 times the size of the ones you normally get. But yeah, that first Worlds, dude, like, I went up, asked probably about 2 or 3 times, and then I had my friend who wasn't really he doesn't play Halo. He came with me for the event, and he does like Halo, but he doesn't really play it. And I had him go up like 2 or 3 times to get me some too. And I did like huge giveaways because it was an exclusive item. I got like 500 fucking followers. And what I did was, I think the first one I did a giveaway, I said, follow me, follow Noob Combo. And then I did another one, it's like, follow me, follow Halo Lives On, which is Piffins. And then I did another one, I think, for Pro Talk. And so like I did it to like kind of boost them as well and get them some follows. So like, anybody that gives me codes, man, like I'm gonna tag your name in it and get you some follows. That's giving back, and it's just fun. It's fun to do giveaways. That's why I do it. I don't do it for the cloud or anything. I just do it because like people love it, man. They don't get to make these events.
Yeah, and I think like the Worlds card is gonna be cool because you get that exclusive weapon charm that you can only get from.
You better be ready. I'm about to go up.
Gonna drop.
I'm about to go up to that booth about 5 fucking times. Like,
yeah, no. If I don't get one, I'm gonna need you to grab me one.
Oh, I'll get you, bro. Don't worry about that.
Also, shout out to Halo for bringing back the exclusive Worlds charm. I was very sad they didn't have one last year.
They didn't, yeah.
And that was like one of my favorite things from year one. It's still on like my battle rifle, and it's a great charm.
That was one of my suggestions for feedback, because Divian always asked me for feedback from some of these events, and I've always given it. And that was one of the things I mentioned, is like, dude, we need exclusive stuff, for this event. But I don't know if he took that in consideration for my feedback, or they just said, no, we're going to do this. But it's great.
Yeah, they do need.
I've already got a. Now Cody, you're not going to be there. Well, if you're not going to be there for 100%, I know I got 3 people on my list that need one. Yeah. So I'm gonna hook them people up first before I get anything to do as far as giveaways. But yeah, that freaking charm looks sweet.
Yeah, it's going right on my bandit rifle.
Yo, wish I had a ring like that just to kind of wear around. I'd wear the hell out of it.
You gotta win one.
Yeah. I know. I need to get good, right?
Go hit up FaZe.
I'm gonna sneak in and steal it like that. I'm gonna go in their house and steal one of their rings like that dude stole a fucking trophy.
Dude, that was wild. Seeing that on Twitter. He's
I got outed on Twitter too.
He's banned for life, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Like someone outed him for stealing it, which I think is very
it's crazy to me because this is one of the only events. I think the only other event that didn't have a clear bag policy was the Salt Lake City Invitational from last year, because I remember taking in one of my Halo. I have an Oni Halo sling bag that I bought off the main website from Xbox, and I was so happy to be able to use that. And
yeah, I brought the same backpack that I brought last year.
Well, yeah, and I usually have a clear bag. It's covered in stickers and stuff, and I've used it for every event. And the first day though, I brought in my MLG Astro Scout bag, which I've been dying to use, at an event because it's just cool, And I got to use it, but I got to thinking, I was like, you know how easy it would have been to steal that trophy? I'm not a thief and I don't think like that, but like. It's like
you just barely said. You just thought like that.
They said they had cameras.
Well, it was. I thought about this after the fact.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like after he stole the trophy, I'm thinking like, because me and Kelly and Bennett went up there at one point where they were sitting at that little that big screen TV.
On the TV.
Yeah, and we, Cali Ranger was sitting there, or Ranger. Sorry, I keep saying Cali Ranger Cali. Yeah, she was sitting there, and we were talking, and I said I picked up the trophy, and I was like, man, this is light. I was like, I was checking them out, but you got to respect that shit, man, because those. You don't just get those trophies for free. And
I feel like they're probably gonna have to go back to clear bags after an incident like that.
Most likely.
They ruin it for everyone.
You could literally just grab it and walk off with it. Like you don't even have to put it in your bag.
I personally think that the cameras, I don't know as far as inside the venue, but I feel like the cameras would have been like in the lobby area. I don't know the whole situation. Because I wasn't looking for cameras. Like I was like, I wasn't looking to see what was going on.
I looked up multiple times. I was just like, just to see like the ceiling, and I never saw any cameras. I wasn't looking.
Yeah,
but who's looking for that? They're gonna ruin the fun for next time, because you're not gonna get to pose with a trophy. You're not gonna get anywhere near that thing now.
Yeah,
that's sad. That sucks.
Well, SSG, this is, to be fair, didn't really have any security around that thing. Like somebody could have, some angry Optic fan could have went over there and slammed it on the ground.
I mean,
there was on the trophies.
They shouldn't need to.
No, they shouldn't. Yeah. No, they shouldn't. I agree.
That's lame.
I do agree. I do agree.
That guy did that.
But yeah, like it was very cool that they even displayed them in the first place, and I was able to go up, without any hesitation, second thought. I knew that, being able to be that close to the trophy, they probably weren't going to mind if somebody kind of touched it or something, because it was right there. Yeah. If they were that serious about it, they would have had somebody guarding it. But
or like up higher where you can see them, but
or in a glass case or something.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Base. Okay.
I was just gonna say, like, getting to interact with stuff like that is like, that's a memory, and it's awesome.
Once in a lifetime type stuff, And
it sucks that someone like might ruin an opportunity like that.
And I was gonna say something. Now I'm going blank here. Yeah, I mean, here he goes. So what do you guys think those damn trophies are worth? Like, how much do you think, like, not like far as the value as it being like a championship trophy, but to make, like, how much do you think it costs to make one of those things?
Probably a couple $100.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Only a few hundred. I would have said like
fairly light, right?
They're probably what about?
It was probably just 3D printed.
It's probably about 10. Those are not 3D printed. Those do not.
Probably 500.
Are they metal?
They're like a type of an aluminum or something for sure.
Yeah, so aluminum's fairly cheap, like really cheap. I used to do a lot of metal work, so.
I wonder what company makes that type of thing.
It's probably some like private company that Halo's probably just had on a payroll for like 10 years now.
They're fucking sick. I would love to like have like a replica, like a miniature. I've always thought about getting somebody to make a 3D file of it and make like a little miniature. That way,
probably is a 3D file of it.
There's a guy that made the invitational version, and he's bringing keychains to Worlds, and so I'm gonna get my hands on one. But I'm gonna ask him because I want to get the one that Eco's holding in the picture, and I would love to like host a tournament and then like give that away, like just a little miniature version, not a full scale one, just like something maybe like, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches in height, a little one you can. I think it would just be dope. It'd be dope to have a 3D printed version and give it away as a prize, But yeah, like a couple $100. That's kind of crazy. I was thinking a couple thousand. Hey, dogs, chill out. My dogs are going crazy.
I can't see them being that much. Like, I feel like the main money is in the rings.
Oh, the rings are for sure at least a few thousand, if not more than that. Hell.
Depends how many diamonds you get on them.
Yeah, exactly. But
the rings, I would probably say the rings. Those are probably about in the like $500-600 range as well.
Really? Well, you know more than I. I mean, you're in the esports industry, or you have been. Yeah. Like, I mean, dude, that's yeah.
I also took a jewelry class like my senior year, all 3 years. So I worked a lot with jewelry and different like metals and different gems and shit like that. But no, honestly, they probably if you were to buy one like from the same company, it'd probably be like 1,000 or like 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
But probably for Halo, because they're probably on some contract deal.
Yeah,
it's probably like $500-600 for the rings and like $500-600 for the trophy.
I'll just say like this: I'd pay $1,000 for that sucker.
Yeah, because you gotta look at it as something that they have to buy multiple of these.
Yeah, so they get a deal. They get a deal on them.
Yeah.
It's like you buy in bulk
because they probably just make them in bulk.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're literally the same trophy. I mean, each event it's literally the same one.
All of them had been slightly different shaped, but. There was that one that was kind of like a pillar almost. And
you talking about the invitational one or the Halo 5 one? Because I think Infinites have all been the same pretty much for the
majors.
There
was one that was different. It's a weapon charm in the game. There's like 2 trophy weapon charms.
Yeah. Let me see it. Oh, I got those.
But there's one that's like more like it's more like a brick almost.
That's probably the invitational one you're thinking of.
Yeah, invitational one's like a golden.
It was
color.
a drop. They do have like a weapon charm.
Yeah.
I could probably find.
Because I got one right here, HCS Major Trophy. I got the invitational there.
I have the World's Trophy, and I have the. I don't think.
Oh,
there is
a. He is right. He is right. There is a different one. This is the Halo World Championship Trophy. It's slightly different. Yeah, it's got more of a rounded shape. It doesn't have those little things on the outside of it. But yeah, that's pretty dope. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, Beast was right. There's like 3 different ones for Infinite. The World's one's different than all the majors, which is cool. It should be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. It is different.
So
it doesn't have like the handles.
Yeah, the handles. That's what I want. I was trying to find a word. The handles. It doesn't have the handles. But yeah, moving on here. What was your favorite series? Starting with you, Cody. Like, which one did you like the most?
I mean, I really enjoyed that Complexity Optic game, the one where Complexity 3-0'd Optic, just because I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I was with someone that doesn't really like follow the Halo scene that much, so they don't really understand the teams.
Yeah.
And we were just like talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, this should be a quick game. Complexity is gonna get 3-0'd, you know. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be light work. Like Optic's gonna make a joke out of Complexity, because Complexity is just, you know, they're a good team, but it's Optic, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all thought that.
Yeah, I was laughing my ass off after the 3-0 because I was, you know, I proved myself wrong. I was just laughing my ass off. I was like, this is crazy, you know, like I was not expecting that.
I wonder if that was just another incident of them being too confident.
Yeah.
I think it could be related to Zane as well, being
true. He's sick
as hell.
He was.
Like,
yeah. But I mean, hey, he turned. I'm not trying to be that guy, but he turned his camera off and he started playing a lot better. So.
I mean, but yeah, we don't know how that's affecting call outs. Like maybe he can't, like, maybe he's not calming as well because we don't know of the entire effect of it. Like, yeah, his gameplay was still great.
But when he had his camera on, he was like, okay, yeah, this guy's sick. But he turned his camera off, and I was like, is this guy sick? You know, like,
I'm sure it still had an effect on all of Optic, and that's
definitely for sure. Yeah, and there's probably a lot of precautions that they did take and a lot of things like that. But I mean, he still played like A+ Halo, so I don't really like see that as an excuse.
Yeah,
not that he was using it as an excuse. It definitely sucked. I'm not like trying to say that it didn't, but I mean, when he was doing the best on his team, multiple different games, I mean, you know, the flu really didn't affect him that much.
I feel like if anything, it might affect your focus, like in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
And how much energy you bring
like
to
foggy in the head and things like that. But like he was getting the most kills, like some of the games, and he was doing a lot of the heavy lifting some of the games. And
I mean, maybe that was
formal. They were just like swapping roles. It was one of them was doing all the heavy lifting.
I mean, maybe that was a team decision, though, just because, like, maybe if he couldn't, like, call out as well, maybe they had him play more of the follow-up on the damage rather than, like, the initiator. And that could change the entire play style.
Yeah,
and I could see that they may have done a move like that.
They made the best out of a, like, worse situation. But, I mean, they also placed the same that they placed in, like, the previous 4 events. So... consistency is key. I guess that's why Lunchbox got Coach MVP.
Silver Surfers, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my favorite series, besides like, you know, obviously the grand finals, would probably have been that C9 series. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I will be going back. I will be going back and watching a lot of these series. It's so freaking hard to be at an event and sit there and watch everything when there's so much shit going on around you that you want to take part in.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'd say for me, it was besides. You know, I would obviously pick the grand finals over that one, but if it wasn't, I would go with the C9 series against SSG because of how clutch SSG was, you know, in that moment.
And that shouldn't have been a close game, but I mean, good game, Cloud9. Like you guys played some great Halo that game.
What about you, Beast? What was your favorite series, you think?
I'm gonna probably bring it to the last chance qualifier and go with Mind Freak reverse sweeping.
Good pick.
What was that team? Was it Eclipse Solar?
I think it was Eclipse.
Yeah. I think and I think that was really, really cool for Mind Freak to come back after being down in that game. Super late at night too. Like there's been so much Halo played.
Gotta be tired.
And now you're tuning into this great
Mind Freak isn't
matchup.
an American team, is it? No,
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 right?
Australia.
I was talking to one of the Mind Freak guys. He's like, yeah, like the jet lag was insane. Like I'm exhausted right now.
And for that team to like not have anyone to practice against because their whole region is dead and they don't play Halo anymore. Like they said, they literally took 2 months off Halo.
It's insane.
What's the point? Yeah. And it's like they have no one to practice against.
And that they did as well as they did with that. Like
Halo's like riding a bike, you know. When you got it, you got it. You know, you get back on, you just need to get a shot warmed, you know.
I'm just very hyped for them to make Worlds, and I think that's cool.
That was huge. I was glad I got to congratulate one of the players in person.
Such a downer that these like other regions just don't have the same quality practices.
It sucks.
Anyway.
I think they deserve their pool play spot back. Same with Mexico.
They've proved themselves.
I don't think they should have been taken away, and
it doesn't it's not fair that the EU has a spot.
3 spots.
Yeah. 3 spots.
EU shouldn't have 3 spots. Maybe 2. I understand 2, but 3 is too much.
What's mostly sad about this for me, like with those regions being kind of dead, is the fact that like we can't get other regions like Asia and like South America.
Halo's not popular out there.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's unfortunate because I mean H5 was kind of cool in that aspect. That first year, I don't know about the other 2 years, but I just remember first year they opened it up to like the whole world, which was kind of crazy.
Unfortunately, like Halo's no, League. It's no Counter-Strike. It's not StarCraft.
Yeah.
It's not a game. More countries, especially
like an international game,
that are interested in.
Exactly. What about you, Ben or Kelly? What were y'all's favorite series of the whole tournament?
Would you want to go, Kelly?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Ben.
I mean, for me, I'm gonna have to double up on the SSG Cloud9 because it was just such a nail biter of a series.
I know, right?
Like, you got one hand, me being Optic fan, just wanting to see SSD out, but on the other hand, just like, this is my second favorite team, so I really don't want to see them out.
Not that damn early, you know?
Not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, not in that way.
No, not in that way at all, dude.
Imagine being C9 watching that game on Sunday. Just like we could have stopped this.
Like looking back at the game and seeing what you could have done different just to get those last 2 kills. Like I don't know. It would hurt to have to like look at that.
The fucked up part about that is that like even if C9 had put SSG out of the tournament, they were gonna get taken down by Optic or FaZe, Pure or Shopify, and it would have been like
someone else.
Shopify was playing some A+ Halo that event too.
And just you got to get icy on Sunday.
Yeah,
they definitely did better, but Optic looked like a Slayer team on Sunday.
They did well on all their Slayer games, which is usually one of their weaker like
two Steak-taculars against Shopify when Shopify is supposed to be the best Slayer team. What the hell?
Yeah, that was huge.
Who was that? Pure, you said?
No,
Optic. My bad. We did get to see
double Steak.
We did get to see Pure play Shopify, if I'm correct, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, that was actually cool because I remember Pro Talk talking about like that's one of the things they would have loved to have seen at this event, and it happened, which is kind of crazy.
What about Kelly?
Yeah, Kelly, what was your favorite series?
My favorite. Yeah. Well, that's a tough one. I didn't really watch too many of the series.
Yeah, we did walk around a lot. That's why it was like hard to pick one.
I sat down through the entire Optic Complexity one, so that's the one that's in my head the most.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. I was paying attention to the SSG or C9 like almost the entire time.
Every time we saw like one of the big teams, we took a break and we kind of like if it was like an Optic SSG or like a FaZe or something, we kind of sat. I think we sat down maybe 2 or 3 times on Saturday and Friday, and watched a couple of the matches. And of course, we were watching C9 as they were about to like potentially knock out SSG. Like that was kind of crazy.
I was just watching from home, so I saw like everything.
Usually I don't watch matches like at those events, like if it's like Space Station versus Cloud9, because I'm usually like, they'll win it, type thing. But like, we happen to be in the moment there and then caught it. Thank God.
Not how though? That's why I like to watch it. It's like, how do they win? How badly do they win?
Right.
They lose? Like,
I see. What I usually do is like, right before each event, what I've been doing this year is like, the matches I don't get to catch, I'll go back on YouTube and like I'll kind of like skip through some of the matches and get to the very end where I can see like the scores in how well the teams did. Of course, I could probably go to Halo Data Hive, but then you got to sift through all that shit. So, but
yeah, that website is also very optimized for mobile. I was trying to like show my friend that, and I was like,
yeah,
this is awful.
So
let's do it on a computer.
So yeah, I've been like skipping through the timeline, looking at those statistics and seeing how well teams are performing against each other. And I'll watch like a little bit of the series because it's kind of hard to go through 8 hours of fucking content, you know. Yep. So
put in 2 times. Yeah. It's only 4 hours.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's one thing I wish I could have done more, is just watch a few more of the matches. But it is what it is, you know. You're having fun. But
I think for that event it was just especially hard because there was so much to do.
Yeah, there's 100%. Like when you go back to any of the other events, it just doesn't even freaking compare. You know, like you have so much more time at a standard major, you know, to like just do whatever. You know, watch matches, watch open bracket, and like I didn't even get to watch open bracket, man. There was just too much shit to do. Like I didn't have time. I mean,
I tried sitting down and watching a lot of the games because like my friend was just like there to watch. You know, he was there to like be with me, but he wanted to like watch some of the games.
Yeah.
But like I always was at like a booth at the right time in the right place, and I was just getting like I was meeting a lot of people that I've known online for a while. I always ended up in the right time in the right place. I don't know how, but I did. So I'm glad that I missed some of the games, but I would have loved to just sit down and watch the whole series.
That's the best thing about going to these events, man. You just never know what's going to happen, what you're gonna find, and one reason why I love going to them.
Yeah, I saw C4 on the back of your jersey, and I was like, "Are you?"
Yeah, buddy. That's why I wear that shit, man. Like people notice that, and they come up and talk to you, and I'll, you know, that's one reason why I
I don't
do
have
that.
to wear a jersey to stand out.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But you know, it is what it is. You know, you were talking about some people at the event and who you got to meet, and then there's also people, you know, watching. I'll say I'll say that.
Bird watching.
But yeah, okay. I guess my next topic with leading in was going to be like the best upsets, but I think we've kind of like talked about that, like the ITB reverse sweep in. We got Complexity, 3-0 Optic, and Cloud9. You know, that was almost an upset. What teams do we think underperformed at this event?
FaZe.
Yeah, that was gonna be one of them. Yeah, that was gonna be one.
Yeah, obviously, no offense to them, but they've been underperforming for a while, and then they had a good performance at London, and then they went right back to underperforming.
I got a good one. But go ahead.
Biggest underperformer for me is Sentinels.
Okay.
That too, yeah.
What do you think they did that was that costed them?
Didn't they get like third in their pool?
Really?
I think
so. Yeah.
It wasn't great, and then they got eliminated pretty early. They were a very disappointing team.
They haven't been showing up lately at all, man.
10. I know, but like you start to think that precision like looks great, and then
I'm sorry, I'll still stand by. I don't think they should have dropped Sparty. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't think they should have ever dropped Sparty.
100%.
I mean, they clearly made the right choice for this year, but
yeah, I get that he was going through some shit like in his life, and at that point, so they like had to make a decision, but it was the wrong decision.
Yeah. And after Arlington, they all lost like an entire paycheck, getting 16th. Or like, that was terrible. Yeah. I wouldn't want to like risk that again, especially with a player like Sparty that is tied to a lot of, you know, drama.
Toxicity.
Yeah, he's again, like I said at the event. For anyone who knows fighting games, like he's literally the Leffen of Halo.
Yeah, and it's like if they did keep him. And then they had the whole SSG thing happen. Oh man, those players would be so like mad getting 2 events like thrown out.
Yeah,
like,
Sin was
in
their pool, by the way.
Yeah.
Huh?
Sin was what?
Sin was second in their pool.
Second, okay.
Second.
One
Quadrant was third in theirs.
One team I was gonna point out that I thought underperformed was obviously Pure. They got top 12. I didn't get to watch any of their matches, so I can't tell you why they underperformed. But I just know that from that placing, they did not show up like they did at Atlanta, which was very unfortunate. Yeah, I had them. I think I had them top 4 or 5 or something like that.
I think they had a pretty stacked like matches.
Yeah, well, they were in FaZe's pool, which was actually probably the toughest pool with FaZe native.
Yeah, but like I mean, they've shown they could 3-0 FaZe, so it's like
Yeah, but I mean, to do it every time.
I know. I'm
hard.
not saying every time, but like game 5, like just
Yeah, and then they had the Mexico team in that bracket too, in that pool as well, which I think is the top open bracket team in my opinion.
In which
one?
one?
They weren't.
Wait.
No, they didn't.
Faces pool? They didn't? Oh, okay.
No, they had Dark inside.
So yeah,
Pool
A had Alpha, Pool B had Lethal,
Okay.
Pool C had Eclipse, and then Pool D had Dark.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
I have it pulled up right now, so
yeah. So do I.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Hopefully they bounce back. I would really love to see like either Shopify or Pure in the grand finals. I think that would be. I think Shopify has a better chance personally, just because of how consistent they've been.
Yeah.
But
I'd love to see Shopify, in grand finals as well.
I'd love to see a Pure Shopify grand finals.
There's something on Sunday that's just not clicking with them though.
Yeah, it's kind of how like Quadrant was when they had Legend.
Yeah,
is they would do insane like Friday and Saturday, and they just didn't have the energy on a Sunday.
It's difficult, man. I mean,
maybe it's an experience thing too.
Yeah, because the teams that make it on a Sunday, they make it on a Sunday. Like they've been there a long time.
Yeah, like Optic's been doing it for 3 years.
Yeah,
like
Optic knows how to get second place on a Sunday. Let me tell you.
But like Shopify, they're a new team this year. It's like those guys were not making it to Sunday before they were together.
I knew the second they announced that roster, I was like, this is a top like 5 team. Like 100%.
I had a feeling after I saw them winning the first couple opens last year, even though like it wasn't super stacked, I was like, okay, this team is very fast paced, very aggressive, and it looks like it's benefited them a fuck ton. And it's really thrown a lot of teams off, I think, with how well they've played.
Yeah, and they can beat Optic, they can beat SSG, they can beat
all the teams.
FaZe. They just can't do it on a Sunday.
I really,
and I think that's an experience.
I'm really thinking like, is it they're a detriment to them with how fast they play? Like you got Optic who kind of play more of a slow paced game, than most of these teams. Are they playing together in a lot of these situations? Like trying to like get the team shot off because like when I really think about what can change a game for me, like is like it's just the little bitty things of like how you're thinking about what you're doing on the map and like what you're looking at with your teammates, because I don't know what they're doing on the map personally, because I need to go back and watch some of those games, but I kind of feel like maybe they just need to ice up and help their teammates a little bit more, maybe learn how to slow down in some points in the map, because they love to play fast, we all know that.
And I think part of it's just like what kind of person are you when your back's against the wall? Like I think a lot of it's a mental thing and not a skill issue.
The main thing that I have as a competitor that I've noticed with myself is like when you stop caring, like when you actually like you still have the fire, you have the passion, you want to win, right? But when you stop caring about like the outcome, stop caring about the stats and what's gonna happen in the next play, like you just fucking go at the throat of some of these players. That's when you like when you start saying I'm a fucking beast, I'm gonna come around this fucking corner, I'm gonna slay the shit out of your ass. And when you have that kind of confidence and you just like you said, you have your back against the wall, that's when you really start to shine, in my opinion. And my light just went out. Damn. I think that's when you're gonna play the best. Like I remember going into an FFA series last year, and I was supposed to be working. They let us off work early, and I said, "Man, I'm gonna play like it's fucking championship Sunday." I come in there, did very good. I didn't place as high, but I had a good match against Stellar and Envor, and I was just like fragging out, dude. And I didn't care. I didn't care who it was when I came around that corner. I was just gonna slam, And I think Shopify like just need to stop worrying so much about what's going to happen. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not in their mental, but that's what I would do. Just come into Sunday and not give a shit about what happens. Don't think about losing. Just think about doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like part of me just wonder if the doubt is just in their mind, and we'll see.
We will.
We'll see what they bring to Worlds.
Wrapping it up, my last topic I got here wrote down was like, what was the craziest clip you've seen all weekend? Starting with you, Cody.
I would have to say some of just Formal's clips. He was really playing the game to play the game. Like he was playing like it was his last game.
Yeah.
Like him having that shock rifle was just insane.
Dude's nasty with it.
Yeah, and then that it was in the like top 10 clips from the event. I saw it yesterday when I can't remember who he was playing, but he stopped like 3 players and grabbed ball for his team, like just solo.
Yeah.
Which he was playing some incredible Halo. Like
even it's kind of funny that you were speaking about that. Like it didn't look. Sometimes it looks like he just doesn't have the passion, but he's still just frying, dude.
Yeah,
I think that's
Formal looks like he has the passion right now.
He does, right?
Formal to me always looks like he's checked.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying he doesn't.
I love how he has like no emotion on his face though. Like he's just so focused.
He looks so fucking locked in most of the time, but at the same time, like you can see some of the frustration on his face too, with some of the what.
Oh, you gotta think about it. This man is the epitome of a champion. So
yeah, this guy's someone who's won a major and like in both titles. You know, like this is a multi-FPS legend right here.
He won a championship.
Yeah.
Which is insane to think about.
Multi-FPS legend right here, but
he was part of the God Squad in Halo 4. I mean, like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
and he built the Optic dynasty for COD too. Like he was just he was the FPS legend. There's another FPS game he needs to go into one of these years.
That's what I said. Like, it'd be great instead of him going back to COD, he goes to another game and takes champ there, and be like, he's definitely the FPS player ever. Best.
Or he just like goes to Rocket League and shocks us all.
I think
future of Apex.
I think when you like a player like Formal who is just is consistent and like as great as him, it's really you really have to also like you can't just be a Michael Jordan. You also have to have surrounding players as good as, if not
100%,
as good as you. So you can't. You give him credit for his wins, but man, sometimes if you take Formal and put him on any other team, I don't think he's going to be Formal. I don't you put him on let's say put him on.
Be able to hold his own.
He would. I'm not going to say he wouldn't, but like it's just
you put him on a top 8 team, he'll hold his own, and it would probably be a winning team.
I mean, he looked really good when Royal 2 was banned.
That was different though. He's got A-tier players. Like let's just say you put him on let's just say like Sentinels or something, or Complexity.
I think if he was on Sentinels or Complexity right now, that would be a top 3 team.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I think he's that big of a difference.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's that champion mindset. Like it's not that his like in-game mindset. It's that champion mindset. Like he just knows how to just play a shooter.
But when you go back to year 1, when he was on Space Station for that short moment, like in some of those opens with Ace's team, that team like I'm talking about like. Yeah, Complexity have great players. Sentinels have great players. They're all like top 3-minded players.
People slept on that SSG roster, but they could have done something there. It was just that.
I remember they beat Optic at one point. I don't know if it was with Formal though, but
I think it was.
But I'm just saying, like, you got to also have great players surrounding you because, like, Ace is a good player, but was he a great player? And was any of those? I think it was like Flazen was on that team and Deceitful or something, and then you had like Formal. And it's like I don't know, like if he can legitimately carry those types of players to a championship. He might be able to get top 3, but I
mean, some of these rosters are just so stacked. I mean, I think he can bring them. He definitely. Everyone needs talent around them.
And some of these rosters have been together for so long too that it's just.
But you also got to have passion in there too in that team. You can't have a team with no vibes, And obviously, Optics has the vibes and the passion, so. Great. Fucking Formal's a beast. I mean, there's nothing I can say. Like, even on the days he looks checked, he's still fucking just slaying out. So
yeah.
But moving on to the craziest clip. Anybody else got a crazy clip that they saw?
I would say Lucid versus Shopify on Livefire. He was just hitting some snipes that I didn't think were possible, and it's incredible to watch.
He almost couldn't miss.
I remember seeing something about that. He was just not missing, dude. Just going off. He's always a god at the sniper.
Yeah. It was just I just remember that live fire game. I can't tell you what moment, but it was like the entire match. he was just going stellar mode out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What about you, Ben?
I think in the same vein, I can't remember what series it was, but I think it was either Imperium or Livefire with SSG when literally every single member picked up the sniper and they were all tearing with it.
Yeah. It was like because
Like,
casters were talking about how like it was just like either stellar or bound with it, and then the other two were just like, we can do it too.
Yeah, like literally, it was like there was a line during like the not the analyst, the casting. It's like literally any person on SSG could pick the sniper up and like tear with it.
Yeah. Eco might be the clutchest player in Halo.
Yeah,
to be honest,
the
like
eco
the moment,
chance that was heartwarming.
Like game on the line, it's always Eco. Like I feel like finding a way. I remember like even a couple of series last year. There was one like I remember a pit flag last year where it was like Eco with the snipe, or no, it was a pit slayer back when we had that, and it was just like, and he just beamed someone down underpass, and it was just like, wow.
Yeah, he's always in a situation where I feel like even when he's by himself, he always tends to make the right play in those clutch moments. He's like, he really plays to his advantages. He doesn't put himself in a spot where he's going to be disadvantaged. He's always playing for that initial damage before he makes a push, and I love that about him. Like I think that's what makes him so clutch. Is he just waits for the opportune moment to make that push when he knows that he can win. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like if he was on Cloud 9 when they were all trapped in A, he would have found a way out.
Yeah, he's insane when it comes to shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really don't have a clip personally because when I watched the grand finals on Sunday, I was completely brain dead, and a lot of that is just a blur because I was up for 36 hours at that point because I had a flight like fucking 5 a.m, and I stayed up all night Saturday night, so I was fried, man.
I bet.
Yeah, Kelly, did you have one or Ben?
No,
oh, did you? I'm sorry.
Mine was really a clip with more of just all of SSG and a singular game or two.
Yeah, there wasn't really too many clips that I actually noticed that were just insane.
Yeah. Same.
Anytime Stellar picks up that sniper, there's always a clip.
Shit.
Yeah.
Always a clip of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
He was missing some shots in that grand final, surprisingly, which was uncharacteristic, but it didn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, but he also had been playing Halo since noon that day, so.
Oh, I know. I definitely I experienced fatigue today. I just had a 8-hour tournament, and I get it.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
I think if I had
they were about like 7-8 hours in, and I was like, dude, give him like a 30-minute break. Like, let him like walk for a minute.
I do want to.
Because I bet you Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You finish.
I bet you anything the entire time that they weren't playing when the other games were going on, they were practicing.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, they're fucking back there grinding still, dude. Yeah. No doubt.
There was no way that there was
for watching VOD.
If I have
no break.
If I had the ability as a free for all player to actually just sit and practice, I'd probably sit there and practice until the fucking thing started. Like come in early as fuck. Yeah, dude. I want to stay warm, bro. But we don't have that ability. We can't. The refs make us get off stations. So if you're a pro player, you're definitely back there.
Bring your own Xbox.
I mean, good, I guess.
The little like the Series S that has the flip up monitor.
Yeah, there you go.
Like plug it into one of the outlets by the wall.
If I had to pick like a clutch game, and I know people are gonna probably hate me for this one, but it would probably be that Interference Strongholds where Optic were fucking shitting on SSG. I don't know why I said that. Remember they had like a 140-point lead on them at some point, and then like that's when before the reset. Space Station came back and got the lead back before the reset happened.
And then the reset happened. But everyone said that it was before the reset. No, but
they came back before that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing was, it looked like Optic was going to get that overshield. And
they definitely had map control.
But
it was a split spawn, and they had all 3 objectives when the crash happened.
Yeah.
And not to like get involved in the drama, but just something that I noticed is everyone was kind of going about like how the reset only ruined like Optic's momentum and Optic's flow, when most of the times it was either Space Station just barely took the lead or they were about to get the lead, and it messes up both teams' flows. It's not good for either side to have a reset, even if you are down.
Yeah,
like,
I think
shifts
the
everything.
Aquarius one was the most unfortunate one that happened.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All the others, I
Oh.
would say aside, because Aquarius, you can keep that snowball rolling, and to just have that like
I
stopped,
just
that
thought of a clip.
sucks. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
I know it was only like 2-1 at the time or something, but I felt like Optic were rolling, and
Yeah.
I know they kept like rolling after the reset, but like it just made it that much
Yeah.
longer, and I don't know. I feel like you can get figured out in that time, and
Yeah.
they
And
got
then
more time. And
strategize,
also
man.
everyone taking that clip out of context, the plug it and plug it back in, or unplug it and plug it back
Yeah,
in.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
a-
They were trying to keep playing on. They didn't want to reset.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he literally was like, dude, like, what, your
I mean-
controller's not working. How is that like your fault?
yeah, and
It's like, but
my-
it's faulty equipment. It should be your
my-
fault. So it's
my-
just supposed to be a 3v4?
Yeah, that's not fair, really, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was working. It was a personal equipment issue. I think my main issue is with that is I've seen them. I wish they ruled the same way for Ascend back in year 1.
that's where I think the controversy starts. Is like they're
It
not
is the
consistent.
disparity because
Yeah,
also if that was an open bracket, they would have told someone to kick rocks.
Oh, most
Yeah.
definitely. No, yeah, most definitely.
But I mean,
That-
they probably
it
had like
needs
a
to be
lot of
consistent
people
across the
watching. It
board.
was, yeah.
yeah.
But it's not consistent across the board for anything like that. I think it was last year there was an event where someone couldn't make it because they were out of the country or they broke their hand or something like that. So the
I
coach,
remember that.
they asked if their coach
Yeah.
could play,
I was at Worlds.
and they got disqualified.
Yep, that was at
Yeah.
Worlds. Yeah, that's stupid because they've let coaches play in the past.
Yeah.
So
But it was
dumb.
because it
Well,
wasn't one of the
but
the main
also,
rosters.
I don't think that's the full context because I believe that the team didn't want the coach to play too. I think
They did.
Yeah.
They tried.
Did they? You sure?
Even Tyler tried like getting them to let the coach play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought I heard
It's just
differently. but-
weird.
Yeah.
I just
No,
want
I remember
to
because
have
Spartan
consistent
tried to
rules.
help the situation.
Yeah, he was like, they've made different I can think of the word. Like different exceptions for other teams. I don't know why you can't do it for this team.
Yeah.
Like he was even
And-
saying they've made same exceptions for Sentinels in the past.
They've done a lot of things inconsistently with the ruling. But
You could also look at the rulings of people being banned, not
Yeah.
stating who.
Yeah.
Ben, you said you had a clip in mind.
Yeah, I done when I think Beast brought up that Aquarius game. I was like, oh wait, that flag run by Stella right there at the end. back to back.
Yeah.
Holy.
He was in the middle of a fight. He just said, "Screw this fight!" Grabbed the flag and
Yeah.
flew out.
Don't
Because
blame
he
him.
had OS, didn't he?
No, he was one shot. I think almost the
No, I
entire
think he had
time.
OS I think he had OS.
I don't remember if he had OS.
Either
I
way-
do remember
either
him
way-
getting leaked
Yeah.
by the time he caught it.
Yeah, no, either way, that was huge. I remember I was just like, what the hell am I watching
Like they
right
just
now?
stored it. He runs in, starts a
Yeah.
fight with one of them. Someone spawns behind Optic on the inside base, and he just nope, grabs it, throws it out,
Right.
Yeah.
flies.
That was a huge play.
It was the cleanest flagpole
Yeah.
and run I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, there was no way he hasn't been practicing his flag pulls like in a custom lobby with bots.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is one hell of an event to close this podcast out. I think we're over an hour, almost an hour and a half or something in. Yeah, what an amazing time to getting to meet you, Cody, getting to be with Ben and Kelly on this one, and we're gonna be running it
Thank
back
you for
at
having
Worlds.
me.
Yeah, man, anytime you're welcome. You to come on the podcast if you feel like it. We're gonna probably be doing this. I want to say we're gonna try to do that every week. That's the plan. Just
We got World's predictions.
We got World's
next one.
Yeah, there's really not probably a whole lot to talk about probably until the prediction one, but we want to make this more of a consistent podcast and get people on. So.
Technically, predictions should be next week, right?
If I'm looking at the calendar, yeah, I mean, we would have next week. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we'd have this week, and then you're right.
I'll have to send mine in because I don't think I can be here next week. But
sounds good. We'll read them off. If you want to come back again though next week, Cody, you're more than welcome.
Okay. Yeah, I'll think about it. I just got to make sure I'm free that weekend.
Sounds good, man. Well, I think that about wraps up episode 8. Anybody got any closing thoughts or statements?
No, just looking forward to Worlds. SLC was a great time. So
Yeah,
time to
same here.
get ready for Worlds and Looking forward to traveling. It's always the fun part.
Yeah, I love traveling.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not looking forward to that plane fight.
I might road trip it, which should be able to see some beautiful views. So
yeah, that'll be dope. That'll be dope. Road trip. I'm kind of jelly on that one, but then again, I wouldn't really want to travel that long.
it's only a 12-hour drive.
That's not too bad then.
Yeah, I have family that lives like 11 hours away, so I've done the 11-hour drive like so often.
That's rough.
Yeah, I drove to Fort Worth last year, and then earlier in that year too, I drove to Florida for not Halo related.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah,
and that's 16. Those 16 and 17 hours each. So
damn.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. Holy crap.
I'll probably drive if they have SLC again. I'll probably drive there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that wraps episode update. Guys, go follow Cody. We're going to try to pin his Twitter link in the description, not the description, but the comments below, because our description doesn't allow it. We got to verify our account. But yeah, go give this man a follow. So make sure you subscribe if you want to watch more of these podcasts. We're going to try to do these more often. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's gonna be it. So,
what's your @ Cody?
Yeah, I think it's
code 0x with a K.
Code 0x with a K. We'll make sure we link it down there in the comments for you guys. And yeah, look forward to having you on again, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
Yeah, man. Take it easy, guys. Peace.